What is up, guys, and welcome to another video slash podcast. Now we got the Knicks versus the Hornets. Well, the Knicks just blow out the Hornets. I mean, let's be honest here. The Knicks were gonna blow out the Hornets. I didn't even need to bring you up the score. I don't even know where it is, but I'm gonna tell you the score for this game. It is the score was 113-92. The Knicks won. Now, let me start with this. I'm like saying, okay, I'm thinking. Now, Brunson doesn't really have a lot of help. The starting lineup was Brunson, Devo, uh, um, Hart, Achua, and Sims. Or Achua and Hartenstein. So, Brunson doesn't have a lot of help. So, what kind of defensive coverage is he going to get? And my answer was a double, hard double. They didn't stop doubling him. Like, the best players get the best coverages, but then they understand, okay, how? We got to figure out at halftime. How do I convert on these coverages? How do I still get my buckets off these coverages? And that's what the best players do. And Jalen Brunson figured out a way of how to get his buckets by still getting doubled. It's because he's just crafty, and that's all he is. And he's smart, crafty. I mean, there's a lot of great things I could say about him, but that's one of the things here. Um, uh, um, Brandon Miller is so good, and that was one of my things going into the draft. I think that it's so hard to get 3 level score. It is super duper hard to get a guy who can shoot the 3 ball like him, also put on the floor, and also drive like he can. It's just so difficult to get those type of players. Sometimes you get mid range scorers, sometimes you get 3 point shooters, but this guy can do it all, and that's why he was number third. And I mean, that's why he was number second. People were like, "Oh, get Scoop," but it's people asking like Scoot's like this next coming of like Steph Curry. Like he's not. Like he's his next coming of like the great point guard. He's not. Like Brandon Miller is very good. Like what's the point? Like why are we so mad that like they hashed up on Scoot Harrison? They did it because they have a point guard in the Melo Ball. We didn't see today, but he's pretty damn good at the whole basketball thing. I don't know if y'all knew that, but he's pretty damn good. And you want to build a team around him. And that's what the front office is like. We got to build a team around this like 23-year-old. He's very good. We've seen him. He just needs to get healthy. But that is his type of thing. We need to build a team around him, and that was the kind of thought here. Now that's why you get Brandon Miller. You get Brandon Miller as a 3 level scorer, can space the floor for Lamelo Ball, and also put it on the floor. And when you get times like here, he can put it on the floor and help the team even when Lamelo's out and get buckets. Yes, injuries have hurt him in his first few years. I mean, first few game or first few like months as an NBA pro. His injuries have hurt him, but he's been pretty good. He's been pretty solid, pretty efficient for a rookie, and um, I know the rookies get like you're seeing Victor, you see Chet, you see Jaime Jaquez, like those are all the players that get talked about. But this Brandon Miller kid, I don't know if people talk about him as much, but he should be talked about. This guy can score at all 3 levels, and that's something that you don't get a lot in the NBA. I mean, you do, but like coming out of the draft, like already he's a polished 3 level scorer. You see him focus on the defensive end, getting better there, and of course polish up his skills, like shooting because it's something you have to do. Um, but shooters need to be ready to hit shots. And that's what I said. He's probably gonna get double teamed, so shooters need to be ready to hit shots like Quentin Grimes, like Josh Hart. Like those players are gonna be able to hit. Those players need to be ready to hit shots. Deuce McBride and Deuce McBride definitely answered the call when he was ready to shoot. He got to steal one possession. Josh Hart gave him a pass on the other on the other time down. He hit a three. Like those are the type of plays that I want. Those type plays we wanted of him. And the plays where he can just run the floor, catch the 3 ball, put it up. Those are the type plays that we wanted of him. And um so Deuce McBride needs to step off the bench. That was one of my things. He needed to step off the bench. And that was the biggest thing here because, he's gonna get a lot of time. And he needs to spell Jalen Brunson some minutes because of how much load he can get offensively. That's definitely what he's going to do. He's going to have to spell Jalen Brunson, and that's what he did today. He got some threes off of Josh Hart, off of DiVincenzo, and he got a lot of shots. Um, Mark Williams out. So I Hart should beast on the boards. The Knicks did really beast on the boards there. Achua, Sims, Hart, Isaiah Hartenstein, really all killing the boards. Same with Hart as well. Josh Hart killing the boards as well. I mean, Mark Williams is such a good rebounder that like when you lose him, it's such like a different type of game for the Hornets. It's like different. It's totally different for them when they lose a center like that. It's like losing a center. Well, not like us with Mitchell Robinson because we're so lucky to have Isaiah Hartenstein backing him up. But it's like losing a center like a Jared Allen. Then you bring in like George's Niang. Like it's not the same thing. So it's those type of things where like the Hornets are really missing Mark Williams on the boards, and that was able to be shown today. Who's going to start the four? And then I answer was Precious Achua. I thought going into this matchup, I thought it was going to be Brunson, um, Grimes, Devo, Hart, and Hartenstein. I know it was a little bit too small for Thibodeau's legging, but I did think that he was going to try it at least. But he didn't. I don't hate it here. Now we won the game. Precious Achua can also stretch the floor, even though his shooting percentage doesn't look like it, but he's willing to take it, and he hit some threes today, which I love to see. OG is out. Let's see how impactful he actually is. And I think this is the best way to see how impactful he is. And I felt like the defense wasn't, the defense was still good. I mean, the Hornets, this is why I said the Hornets team isn't that good. So it's really nothing like really go and like strike home about the defense. Because the defense was still good, obviously. But, there's nothing to strike home about because of the Hornets team just not being able to score the basketball and not being able to play defense. So it's like the Hornets just aren't good at basketball team. So, like you can't really figure out how good this defense is without OG Anunoby. But it looked good today. But it's the Hornets, so we'll see when they play the Pacers to see that. So OG will probably be back for the Pacers, but it's really hard to tell because the Hornets are just that bad. But Grimes game to shine, which he didn't really show up for the game to shine. I was really sad about that one. That was my negatives coming in this game. Grimes did not show up, and I really wanted him to show up. I was really happy for him getting his opportunity. He was aggressive in the paint. He had one like he almost dunked on somebody, so that was fun. Just him getting the paint feels like a refresher. Um, it's great seeing him get to the paint, seeing him draw like those type of things. I see, and I'm like, oh god, like this is gonna be somebody that we don't want to let get in the hands of the wrong people. Not the wrong people, the right people for Quentin Grimes, but the wrong people for like Pat Riley will just. Derek Spoelstra will use the hell out of him because he can shoot the ball, he can put in the floor. Like the Knicks need to keep this guy because this guy is somebody that you can't lose. I mean, the guy can put the ball on the floor. He's aggressive. He can shoot three ball. I mean, today he wasn't hitting him, but like he could definitely. He still has room to prove. So hey, he's a very good basketball player. Just didn't show up today. Um, Donte got us going. Let's talk about the post game. Donte got us going. That was very fun because he kind of gets off late. So him starting off hot really pushed him towards the end of the game. Like it kept him going, and that was very nice. They double Bronson, as I said. Bringing two guys. He tried to get a switch on the bigger defenders. They still bring two, so there's nothing really he could do. In like the first quarter, we had no one to guard Bridges. Like Julius would be very important right now or today. Right now today, but I mean, to be honest, if Lamelo was in, or I think if OG was in, he'd be guarding Miles Bridges, but we had no one to guard him. It didn't really matter because Miles Bridges is not like a game wrecker, but that was just one of the things I noted. Like he was just too quick for some guys, and like a Chua and like Sims, or he was too big for like other players like Hart. So hey, um, Sims got active, and I really like that. He's a rotational big. And what people said like, hey, this guy can be a rotational big, and he's shown it. He's very active on the offensive glass and on the defensive glass and on just blocking shots and stuff. And he's very freaking good. Like he should not be getting like DMP coach edition, but it's just like look at the centers in front of him. Like Chua and Hart, Isaiah Hartenstein are very good. So like look at the centers in front of him and you would understand. But like DMPs, I think some other team would love to have him. Um, Josh Hart in transition is gonna be very key because the Knicks really need easy buckets. This type of like next few games without or the next like few weeks without Julius Randle. They need to get easy buckets. That's really have to do. Getting out in transition, Josh Hart is amazing at it. I told you, I illustrated the play of him getting out in transition, passing to Deuce McBride. Those type plays are made because of Josh Hart pushing the ball. I will invite that 100%. If you want to push the ball, go ahead, because him off the bench pushing the basketball is going to be great for us because we can get easy buckets. And the Knicks need easy buckets right now without Randle. Jalen Brunson help the Knicks get separation. You call on those stars, you call on those superstars to get you separation these type of games, and that's what Jalen Brunson did in the second half. Um, hey, he got some separation in this league. Got some separation in this game. Um, but the Hornets are got lucky in the first half, and the Knicks were just missing some shots that they usually make, and DiVincenzo started hitting. Like those players were all starting to hit shots, and it just was done for them. They just didn't have anything to kind of like punch back with. Donte off the bounce is also gonna be something important to look out for. Like Donte off the bounce, DiVincenzo, he can dribble off the bounce. Like that's something he can do, but it's just he doesn't really get the time to show it because of Randle. He stand and wait for Randle to make a pass. Like not saying that's a bad philosophy, but now he's gonna have to take it off the dribble, and he can do that. I believe he can do that. Um, Barring this is all barring a trade. So this runs have been easier to come by since the trade, and even like in this game, like runs have been easier to come by. Like I felt like the Knicks has been able to just dominate a team for like 5 minutes straight, like just dominate. Like it's been fun watching that aspect of the Knicks just dominate a team for 5 minutes straight. The juice was loose. He got one play, as I said, I illustrated the steal, the shot. Like those type of plays are needed on this basketball team. You need to get out and run, especially if you're a bench player. He had an alley oop. Like those are the type of plays that are invited on this Knicks team because you need them. You need them to succeed. He was great today. Hornets laughing on the bench, man. That stuff is really mean. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like them laughing on the bench. You're down by 25. Steve Clifford gets ejected, and you're laughing. That's the only guy that's actually fighting for you. You're down 25, and the guy's fighting for you. Like, why are you laughing at him? And that's Lamelo Ball. Lamelo Ball was out when he was laughing on the bench. If you want to be leader of a basketball team, you can't be laughing at your coach. No matter if you think it's funny or not, you just don't, because the guy's fighting for you. When you're down 25, and he should be fighting for you because you guys stink. So, hey, stop it. Like, Steve Clifford's out there and battling for you. So I don't understand why they're laughing. But that's it. It's kind of a sorrow note. But the Knicks won, and it was great. Good way to get a win. And also let me say something. The Knicks turned that game into MSG. It was great. Seeing the whole entire Knicks fans show up for a game like that, was great. It was fun to see, because we were seeing MVP chants for Jalen Brunson at the line. We're seeing boos from Mark Williams, boos from Nick Richards. Like when he was shooting free throws, we're hearing the deuce chant. Like those really help the team. Like that actually helps the team a lot. So that's what kind of catapulted this team in the second half. And yeah, it's great. It's great to see that the Knicks they travel well, man. Charlotte was packed, and hey, no one really is rooting for Charlotte. We can see the percentages. There's probably more than 50% of Knicks fans. But yeah, that's it. Have a nice day, and let's go Knicks. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and also a lot of down.